March is finally here and the stage is set here at the Resch Center for the WIAA Girls Basketball State Semifinals. We start here in Division III with top-seeded Edgewood facing Baldwin Woodville. Now back courtside, I am Carly Murata alongside Michelle Peplinski. We're so excited to be back here. And Michelle, this is a special game. None of these players have played here at the state tournament before.
No, and the program of Madison Edgewood has had quite a few teams here, but for these players, this is a brand new experience on both sides of the ball.
Let's get to the Menards keys of the game. The keys to the game are brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. We start with Baldwin Woodville, the Blackhawks, led by Haley Jort and Maggie Jensen.
Haley Jort is an incredible leader on the court. She hasn't let the big moments get to her, and she's a big reason why she's here. Maggie Jensen, strong inside. Be looking for her to be physical on rebounds this whole game.
Now to the Crusaders. Anna Miller, really the star player, averaging 13.1 points per game. And then we have Taya Fernandez, averaging 7 points per game, and just a huge contributor for Edgewood.
They're like the bookends of the program as far as ages go. You've got the freshmen coming in and having a fantastic year with Anna Miller, and senior Taya Fernandez is just an incredible court general. Really great duo for Coach Stavnes.
What do you need to see from Baldwin Woodville today against Edgewood?
I think they're going to have to be ready for the pace that Edgewood plays with. They love to push the ball in transition. Baldwin Woodville would like to kind of slow them down, really let their half-court defense take over.
All right, tip is coming up shortly. Now a message from your statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. We are getting set for the Division III state semifinal game between Edgewood and Baldwin Woodville. Let's send it over to PA announcer Jim Strick.
Today's first Division III semifinal between the Edgewood Sacred Heart Crusaders and the Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks. First, here are the Crusaders from Edgewood. Number 4, Lauren Bartlemy. Number 10, Michaela Foley. Number 11, Olivia Schultz. Number 14, Macy Faust. Number 15, Agape Gialamas. Number 20, Beanie Thompson. Number 21, Maya Tomlinson. Number 22, Zana Kanewick. And number 24, Georgia Collum. And now let's meet the Blackhawks from Baldwin Woodville. Number 13, Ella Rode. Number 25, Abby Nielsen. Number 33, Kylie Castell. Number 35, Shannon Fritz. Number 41, Mackenzie Mitling. Number 42, Ashlyn Maurer. Number 43, Brecken Maccabee. Number 45, Haley Maurer. Number 51, Trinity Caro. And number 53, Katie Borkar. And now for today's starting lineups. First for the Edgewood Crusaders. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 0, Lily Mashkow. At guard, a 5'6" senior, number 1, Taya Fernandez. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 2, Aaron Shower. Starting at forward, a 6'2" junior, number 25, Marin Schmatzer. And at guard, a 5'8" freshman, number 30, Anna Miller. Edgewood is coached by Laura Stavnes. Here's today's starting lineup for the Baldwin Woodville Blackhawks. At guard, a 5'8" senior, number 10, Mara Nygaard. At forward, a 5'9" senior, number 11, Raya Elke. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 12, Haley Coda. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 15, Haley Jort. And at forward, a 6' junior, number 23, Maggie Jensen. Baldwin Woodville is coached by Holly English. Today's officials are Todd Boyman of Howard, Paul Ford of Shawano, and Jason Foyt from Appleton.
We are moments away from tip. Here are your starting lineups brought to you by Construction Business Group and Destinations Career Academy, preparing students for a rewarding career as a Wisconsin operating engineer. For Edgewood, Moshkow, Fernandez, Schauer, Schmatzer, and Miller. For Baldwin, Woodville, Nygaard, Elke, Koda, Jort, and Jensen. So here we go at the center. It's Schmatzer and Jensen. And Baldwin Woodville controls the tip.
Nice little hustle play there to get the 50-50 basketball.
Nygaard has it on the right wing. Gives it up to Jensen, and here's Elke. Koda now with it. Looking inside to Elke. Kicks it out. Thought about the three there.
Edgewood doing a nice job mixing in some double pressure on the perimeter, but then also anytime it's going to go inside, look for them to be doubling in the post inside.
Elke has Fernandez on her here. And a three is on the way from Koda. Just short. Rebounded by Baldwin Woodville, but we have a tie-up, and it's going to be Edgewood's ball. So Edgewood is making its third appearance here at the state tournament after back-to-back appearances in 2016 and 17. That's head coach Laura Stavanis in her 31st year with the program.
All those years have been at Edgewood also. She's just been a staple on this level.
And she is usually a part of our state broadcast team, but we're happy to see her coaching on the big stage.
Absolutely. Baldwin Woodville also doing a few things with bringing some trapping pressure on the wing, just trying to cause some early turnovers.
Here's Haley Jort bringing up the ball for Baldwin Woodville. She averages 10 points per game. She's called one of the most clutch players in basketball by her head coach, Holly English. Koda with it. Now Jensen.
Baldwin Woodville likes to spread the floor and then just kind of send flashers into the middle. Edgewood doing a nice job of running them off the three-point line. They don't take a lot of three-point shots, but you're still not letting them get comfortable out there with their ball reversals, because that is the key to them getting the ball inside.
Here's Jort trying to make something happen inside to Jensen for two.
And that's why they like to have you draw all your attention to the perimeter and then sneak those posts inside.
They're really the dynamic duo for this team. Fernandez gets inside, puts it up, and it's another tie-up here. Let's take another look at this bucket by Jensen. A nice dish from Jort.
She does a nice job just slipping off that screen straight to the rim. Left side, she's pretty good around the rim, finishing on the left.
So Baldwin Woodville forcing a couple early turnovers in this one, and Edgewood almost got it back. Here's Jort. Loses it, out of bounds, and Crusaders have it. Maybe some early nerves for both these teams, because like we said, none of these girls have played at the state tournament before. It takes a little bit to settle in.
And Edgewood extending their pressure too, that'll be key. If they can bring full court pressure, that just gives Baldwin Woodville and specifically Haley Jort just a little more to think about coming up the court.
This is Schauer with it, and she draws the foul. Erin Schauer headed to the line. Erin Schauer is a junior. She's played every single game for Edgewood this season. She's a 70% free throw shooter, and Coach Stavanis says her game has gotten better as the season has gone on.
She's one of many athletes on this Edgewood team, just really physical, strong, real quick.
Hits both of them. Tied up at two.
Here's Edgewood's full court pressure.
And
trying
they get
to get some of those early turnovers, turn those into transition points.
And Schauer's going back to the line. What about that pressure really stands out?
Well, I think the pressure, they're really used to turning their defense into their offense. So the first couple possessions, them having to kind of come at a half-court defense, when they know that's Baldwin's specialty is their defense in the half-court, that maybe got them out of their offensive rotation a little bit. Now you see how comfortable they are taking their defense and turning it into offense. Also key for that last run of events is the fact that Baldwin Woodville doesn't go real deep on their team on a regular basis, and they do have 2 fouls on key players right now.
couple more free throws there for Shower. Edgewood has a 2-point lead. Baldwin Woodville looking to stay calm and break the press here.
You know, Edgewood's not going to want Jordt to see the ball, but she did a great job sneaking through there.
Another Edgewood turnover. Here comes Fernandez. Over to Miller for three. Connects!
Can't leave her open. She's almost a 50% three-point shooter, averaging 48% on the year from the three-point line.
And Edgewood has a 5-point lead early on here. Baldwin Woodville gets it up court, and that's a nice bucket from Haley Coda.
That was a great job of them taking the early pressure and being calm through it to see that they did have a one-on-one to the rim.
Miller
if they can
gets
get past
inside
that.
easily and scores. She is talented.
Again, handling this backcourt pressure is important. If they can see that Edgewood is bringing so much up into the backcourt, front court is wide open layups if they can get it across half court.
And Schmatzer draws the foul there for Edgewood. All right, now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Welcome back, Edgewood, with an early 9-4 lead in this Division III state semifinal game. All right, let's do some trivia. Here's your Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin trivia question. What school has the most Miss Basketball Award winners? Germantown, Janesville, Parker, Pius, or Racine Park?
What's your guess on that?
I'll say Germantown. I'm not quite sure why I'm saying that. Maybe it's recent memory, but I'll say Germantown. What's your guess?
I would go with that's a tough one, but I'd go with Pius.
Yeah, okay. I think I changed my answer.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Baldwin Woodville doing a nice job of spreading out the court, just trying to see where those open passing lanes are.
And they break it. Here's Coda. She gets inside and then throws it away.
She had good vision there. She was looking for that, just, you know, attack that second defender, kick over to the baseline corner, just a little bit off with the mark. Now Baldwin Woodville extending their pressure a little bit too.
So Edgewood gets it inside, over to Schmatzer, back out to Fernandez. Now up top, and they're just working it around. Anna Miller has it here. Fernandez inside to Schmatzer. And Baldwin Woodville forces the turnover, just rips it out of her hands there.
Nice job by Maggie Jensen. We said she'd be physical inside as a defender, rebounder, and scoring presence.
Jensen now going to work. Over to Fritz. Shannon Fritz in the game for the Blackhawks. And she dumps it down. Short corner shot is good from Haley Maurer.
That's exactly what you need. You need players that aren't used to being in that main scoring position to step up in games like this, because you know the defense is keying in on the kids that are coming in with those high point totals.
Great ball movement there. Beanie Thompson scores for Edgewood, but it all started with Taya Fernandez. All right, Baldwin Woodville staying patient. They get it up court to Maurer again. Now this time, that was Fritz off the mark for Baldwin Woodville. Miller, they're quick. Out to Fernandez.
You see the efficiency on offense. Rarely do they need more than 20 to 30 seconds to score. A lot of teams like to take time off the clock with their possession, but Edgewood plays almost like they have a shot clock in their head.
And Edgewood with the turnover there. We're going to have the trivia answer now, Michelle. I wanted to forget about it, but we'll see. We got it right. Let's see. What school has the most Miss Basketball Awards winners? Germantown, Janesville, Parker, Pius, or Racine Park?
Oh, same one.
Janesville, Parker.
Yep,
all right.
Yep.
And that's all by Misty Bass. That's impressive.
She was incredible. Got to see her play live. You know, she was one of the best players to ever play in this state. Clearly.
Haley Jordan, nice dish inside to Jensen for the easy two.
You know, the scouting reports all say Jensen will finish from the left side. It's real hard to stop her. She's very creative there, and Jordt's great at getting her the ball.
Hernandez inside, kicks it out for 3 ball. That's Maya Tomlinson.
As a team, they are shooting 34% from the three-point line. So again, you got to just try to run them off the line as much as possible. They don't need a lot of space or time to shoot.
Mid-range jumper off the mark. Rebounded by Edgewood. Here comes Fernandez.
Love seeing her court leadership, directing people as she's coming up the court.
It's right inside and draws the foul. Let's look at that. Nice dish the other way. This is Jort.
Just places the ball perfectly on the outside of the defense, and Jensen able to just wrangle it up and get it in.
And then a nice 3 here from Maya Tomlinson to answer for the Crusaders.
Hard when you're exchanging 3s and 2s. This has been, kind of an even possession game, but the point distribution's a little bit different, reflective of the fact that Edgewood putting in the 3-point shot and Baldwin Woodville scoring inside in the paint.
So Haley Jordan's going to take a break. And Anna Miller also back in the game for Edgewood. Hoda. Nice skip over to Fritz. Now Jensen, strong drive inside, goes up and... Ooh, another try for Baldwin Woodville. And they lose it out of bounds.
A couple of great offensive boards, though, to keep that possession alive for Baldwin Woodville.
And Baldwin Woodville has 5 turnovers so far in this one. 6 turnovers after that. Here's Miller. Out to Moscow.
Their movement is just so good and efficient. Everything has a purpose and a read of the defense.
Nice jumper there. Had Zana Ganewicz with that nice move for Edgewood to put them up 17-8. And another turnover for the Crusaders.
Again, showing that both sides of the ball are valued. Ganewicz with the score, and then she comes and gets a quick turnover as well.
And now this is the freshman Anna Miller at the line. Making a big impact as just a freshman for Edgewood. She's averaging 13 points per game, shooting 48% from the 3-point line.
Incredible work ethic also. Coach Savnes talks about how she just, came into the program. They knew she was a good player, but she has not let that just be her story. She's worked really hard to continue to get better this year, knowing it's her first year of varsity experience, and just really making every game an opportunity to feel even more comfortable up at this level. Definitely dominating.
She knocks down both free throws. She is shooting 80% from the line. All right, Edgewood has the early 19-8 lead in this one. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Edgewood leading Baldwin Woodville 19-8. The Crusaders are on an 8-0 run after over the last minute and 32 seconds. They have hit 5 of their last 7 field goals. Michelle, what's Edgewood been doing well to get this early lead here?
Well, in addition to being efficient when they have the ball in their possession, they're also turning their defense into points, as we said that they would. Baldwin Woodville having 6 turnovers this early in the game could play a part in how this first half goes. They really want to have take a step forward with their ball security.
Oh my goodness. Anna Miller from end to end in an impressive finish to put Edgewood up 21-8. She already has 9 points.
Great job using the sideline there, making Edgewood really shift their defensive pressure.
For the Blackhawks, it seems like they're beating the press now. They're just not able to convert on the other end.
Yes, I think it's just that their focus right now is on getting through that backcourt, that they're just kind of getting a little loose with it once they get across half court. They can clean that up, and then they can get back to their style of half-court possession basketball.
They don't want Anna Miller to get it. A nice turnover.
Great job blowing up the handoff there by Baldwin Woodville. Great defensive effort.
The Blackhawks needing a bucket here to stop a 10-0 Edgewood run. Three-pointer on the way, rebounded by Schmatzer.
Nice job matching up as they got up the court. Baldwin Woodville not letting Edgewood get that transition score that time up the court.
Inside, that's Lily Moscow. Back out to Miller for three. Yes!
She's hit from the left. She's hit from the right. She's finished at the free throw line. She is legit.
She's doing it all. She has 12 points for Edgewood as the Crusaders have a 24-8 lead. And here is that shot from Anna Miller. Quick trigger.
You have that kind of body movement when you've put a lot of shots up in the off season, and in addition to just the practice reps, you can tell she's put a lot of time in the gym to have that comfort of that catch and square up and shoot right away.
She certainly does not play like a freshman.
Oh no, not at all. She's playing with a lot of just leadership skills already also. So being in that point guard role and being such a scoring threat, but also such a great distributor of the basketball is just an impressive freshman year for her overall.
And a great move inside by Marin Schmatzer.
Jensen has had a lot of success as a post defender, but that's just proof that Schmatzer is just such a solid post inside for Edgewood.
The Crusaders, they almost get another turnover, but the foul is called on Edgewood. And the 2024 WIAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, reminding you to look for the Proudly Wisconsin badge to know you're getting the best quality and supporting local dairy farms.
Looking at the foul situation, Coach Stavnes taking out Schmatzer. She's got 2 fouls in the first half. It's always risky. You never know what you should do until you see the flow of the game. But obviously knowing she can go deep on the bench, she's able to take her off for a little bit, make sure she doesn't pick up that third foul. On the other hand, Baldwin Woodville needs to have Haley Jort to do exactly what she just did right there. So she's playing with 2 fouls, has to be careful because when she comes off the court, Baldwin Woodville's very limited to what they can do.
And with Schmatzer on the bench, Jensen can take advantage of plays like she just did.
And Baldwin Woodville can go to their 1-3-1 zone and try to have some different looks inside for them.
So a foul on Baldwin Woodville. And Beanie Thompson is at the line for Edgewood. She's the granddaughter of former Governor Tommy Thompson.
That was a really fun fact.
I love it.
You know, everyone in the state of Wisconsin familiar with the history of Tommy Thompson being our governor, and to know that his granddaughter's out here doing big things on the state floor is really fun.
And you look at that stat, Edgewood now 9 of 10 from the free throw line.
And typically they're a 62% free throw shooting team, which isn't bad, but they're shooting exceptionally well from the line today.
And the Blackhawks have not been to the free throw line yet, so quite the disparity at the line so far in this game. And here we go.
Still a possession under the basket, though, because Baldwin Woodville's they're getting stopped a little bit earlier than at the rim. They're not really getting to the rim on Edgewood. They're doing a good job of keeping them out further to the perimeter.
Nygaard taking it out of bounds and over to Jort. Jensen. Here's Coda. Gets inside the paint. Tries to flip it up. Didn't have anything there. Fernandez pushing it. Edgewood on the move.
Such a great transition break. Just a little fill there by Beanie Thompson. That's not just by accident. That's an organized transition secondary break that Edgewood is so well known for in their area.
Elke just loses it inside and another turnover. Fernandez controlling it for Edgewood. Up ahead to Thompson. Shot is blocked. But a nice look inside.
She always has her eyes up coming up the court, seeing all the opportunities her teammates are giving her.
Free ball on the way. They need it. A little long there. Thompson has it for Edgewood.
3 on 5 for a little bit there.
Will tangle up in the backcourt, but the Crusaders are back, and Thompson. Fernandez, 3 ball, good. Wow, Edgewood out to a 33-10 lead.
You're exchanging 3s and 2s or finishing at the free throw line. That score can get away from you pretty quickly. Baldwin's got to find a way to score on one of these possessions here.
Edgewood is on a 22-2 run right now.
Baldwin Woodville going with their 4-high look right now, kind of trying to split the post action a little bit.
Elke kicks it out. 3, no good. That was Nygaard who just took the 3. Now Beanie Thompson back to Fernandez. Oh my goodness, what a pass!
One-handed cross-court diagonal pass. That court vision is incredible for the senior leader on Edgewood's team.
Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Welcome back. Edgewood with a 25-point lead. Let's check out Edgewood star Anna Miller getting into the paint and finishing through multiple defenders.
She set them up with a little hesitation on the top of the key, and then she just finishes so well around defenders. Again, not playing at all like the 9th grader she is.
Coach Stavenis says she's one of the most impressive freshmen I've seen because of her composure. Let's look at the field goals on the season versus today. Edgewood shooting 73% on the season, only shooting 43%. Incredible start for Edgewood.
It is, and Baldwin Woodville's coming into this state tournament priding themselves on defense for a reason. They've gone against some good teams, some good scoring teams, and they've held them to under 40 points. But right now, they're almost giving up 40 points in the first half against this high-octane Edgewood team.
Baldwin Woodville looking to chip away a little here before the break.
These possessions are as much about just giving confidence and settling nerves as anything. Just kind of finding a way to score in this possession or the next is going to be very key for them.
And for Baldwin Woodville, Holly English, she's in her 3rd season with the program. She graduated from UW River Falls.
She's done a nice job with the program, came in and emphasized defense first, then kind of put in some offensive things. And as she said, this is the first year when really she felt like she could just do some fine tuning versus a lot of the instruction that she had done when she first came in.
Jensen kicks it out.
Little dribble attack.
Nice attack by Jork, but that one doesn't fall. And Edgewood quickly up the court to Naywich. Wow, that transition is really good from the Crusaders.
You know, a lot of high school teams struggle with the extra 10 feet on a college court, but Edgewood just seem to get better with it. It seems like that extra space, that extra length really allows them to use their athleticism to just beat teams up the court fast.
Elke dribbling around the perimeter, out to Jork. Gets it inside, under the basket. That's Nygaard. She turns it over. Edgewood back the other way.
Edgewood does a nice job of just walling up with pressure right at the rim. That's why Baldwin Woodville is having a hard time getting to the rim today.
And Baldwin Woodville already with 10 turnovers in the first half.
It's a little dribble handoff offense that Coach Stavenis likes to use. Just breaks down the defense. It's so hard to defend. Every once in a while you can blow up a handoff just like they just did. Great job by Coda getting the tip there.
Blackhawks looking to capitalize off the turnover.
You notice how quickly Edgewood gets back, though, and just gets set in the paint.
Elke with a big 3. That's WIAA Elke for the Blackhawks.
Confidence comes from hitting shots in big situations, and hopefully Baldwin can build on this just a little bit. Baldwin Woodville can.
Shower. She loses it out of bounds. So a couple of big plays here for Baldwin Woodville, who's looking to get back in this game. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Edgewood in control in the Division III state semifinal game. They have a 37-13 lead over Baldwin Woodville. Really the story of the first half. has been turnovers and points off turnovers for Edgewood. Baldwin Woodville already with 9 turnovers.
They are, and they have forced 6 turnovers for Edgewood. So, you know, they are using their defense the way that they want to, but there is a difference in the points off turnovers, and more so how the flow of the game of the points have come. You know, Edgewood, that's really defeating when they come up the court so quickly, and Baldwin Woodville kind of has to, off their turnovers, they're getting more of a half-court approach. You know, that pace is something that both teams want to play at.
Coda with the jumper there.
They found some success with the mid-range jump shot, so looking for that versus trying to just get to the rim might be a great option for Baldwin Woodville.
Anna Miller is going to set up the offense. Hernandez.
Still going to that dribble handoff, even though Baldwin Woodville has forced 2 turnovers recently on it. Edgewood still using it to break down defenders.
Miller gets in the paint and scores.
That's why. When you can move around defenders like that, it doesn't matter if there's 2 or 3 trying to stop you. She just weaves in and out.
This press just wears you down.
And they can just reload. Like, they've got 2 or 3 players coming in and out, and it just doesn't drop off. And I think that can get really just difficult to maintain that energy. Baldwin Woodville rotating 7 players through, and Edgewood, you know, being up to 10 players that they've rotated through already. That's a lot of fresh legs coming in on you full court.
Haley Jorts to Jensen. And they almost had the open 3 look there. Coda passed it up, drives inside. Oh, Jensen. Short corner back up to Jorts. She has Anna Miller on her. Spin move, layup, no good.
That's what she does so well, is getting to the rim, but Edgewood is just really locking down that paint defense.
Fernandez wants it. Don't forget to stick around for the Jones Dairy Farm halftime report coming up at the end of the half. We have 1 minute left in the first half. Edgewood up 39-15. Haley Jorts. That would have been big for momentum. She almost grabs the offensive board. A lot of hustle there from Jorts.
She is. She always is flying around the court, trying to do everything she can just to get that extra possession or extend a possession for her team. It is hard. They're coming into the tournament shooting about 23% from the three-point line. They've been forced into taking some of those shots because that's what Edgewood is giving them. Probably giving it to them because they haven't been super successful from the three-point line this season. But, you know, they're taking them. They've knocked down a couple. They're willing to do things outside of their comfort zone right now because that's what they're going to need to do to make some ground up here.
So Edgewood looking to end the half on a good note here. They'll wait for the final shot. Fernandez with the handles up top.
Short doing a nice job. Hard matchup for her with 2 fouls already. She's got to be careful not pick up a third before halftime.
Miller almost loses it. She's going to, I don't know if she knew how much time was left on the clock there.
We often joke that Edgewood plays a little bit like they have a shot clock in their head, but yeah. Coach Stavin is definitely looking at her like, we didn't have a shot clock there. You could have kept the possession alive.
Well, they haven't made many mistakes in the first half. No. One last shot for Baldwin Woodville. And that's going to do it for the first half. Edgewood has a 39-15 lead. Big half from the Crusaders.
I think they started exactly the way they wanted to. They knew Baldwin Woodville has held teams to under 40 points multiple times this season. I think they wanted to come out and establish their offensive game as quickly as possible.
And we're going to send it over to Edgewood coach Laura Stavinis in a moment. Nick Tabert's just getting ready to speak with her. She's got to be happy with how her team's played. I
think so. You know, she is a tough-nosed coach. She always coaches tough teams, and she over prepares at times, but that's a great thing for her to do, and so I'm sure there are things she'll pick apart.
All right, Nick Tabert is standing by with Laura Stavinis.
Coach, great half on both ends of the floor. What are you going to talk about, though? What needs to be improved for the second half?
Well, we got some things that we can clean up. I thought in the very beginning of the game we left some points out there. We just weren't finishing as well. And we got to work on our rotation on the press. And then they got a few baskets down here. I know it's not a lot, but those things can create momentum, right? And so I thought they finished stronger than we did at the very end. So we just got to keep our composure.
Anything you want to fix with that defensive pressure? I mean, it's been so effective.
Yeah, I think obviously our defensive pressure has really helped. I think it's not about turnovers, it's about creating pace, and I think they have to work for whatever they get. So I like where we're at defensively. We just got to be a lot better offensively.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Carly?
All right, thanks, Nick. And that's basically what you said, Coach, right? It's not necessarily the turnover numbers, but it's what it's done to the pace of the game.
Absolutely. And also what I said is that she would find something to pick apart. I think they look pretty great on offense, but she is a perfectionist with her offensive scheme, so look for them to have even more opportunities in the second half.
All right, stick around for our halftime report. Edgewood's up 39-15. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Halftime here at our First Division III semifinals. Edgewood leads Baldwin Woodville 39-15. A sensational start for the Crusaders. And to find out how they were able to do it and a look ahead to the second half, back courtside we go to Carly and Michelle.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yeah, Michelle, what stood out to you about that first half?
I just think the efficiency of Edgewood on offense and, just Baldwin Woodville getting a little sped up with the turnovers, but still trying to bring that defensive effort.
All right, let's take a look at those first half highlights. We start here with Jort to Haley Coda inside.
Jort's an excellent distribution point guard, and she hit a couple big assists here with Jensen and with Coda.
Yeah, she has 70 assists on the season. And then Edgewood's Anna Miller really leading the way as she knocks down the triple.
She just doesn't need a lot of space, doesn't need a lot of time. She can knock down shots with ease.
Inside, that's Marin Schmatzer with a nice move.
She was limited to about 7.5 minutes in the first half due to having 2 fouls. So look for her to be a big impact in the second half.
And a big storyline is the transition from the Crusaders.
Points off turnovers, transition points, those are some stats that really stand out at a state tournament.
Elke hit a big 3, and then the other way, Miller with the answer inside. She just has a ton of composure as a freshman. All right, let's take a look at those first half stats.
Yeah, I mean, field goals stand out to me right now. 68% from the field is incredible. 90% from the free throw line, while Baldwin Woodville hasn't been able to get there yet. But really look at those bench points right now. The depth of Baldwin Woodville was a little bit of an issue that they talked about coming into the game, and 15-2 being outscored on the bench points is really playing a big part.
All right, Edgewood with a 39-15 lead at halftime. We're going to take a break, and we will be back with your second half action. Now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. We are gearing up for second half action between Edgewood and Baldwin Woodville. Our Nick Tabbert just caught up with Baldwin Woodville head coach Holly English.
Coach, you built a little momentum there the last 3-4 minutes of the half. How do you sustain that and build on that in the second half?
Yeah, we just got to make sure that we're doing our job defensively, one possession at a time, and we got to have some girls that are willing to score the basketball on offense to keep that train rolling.
What are they doing to make it so difficult to get clean looks inside?
It's not anything they're doing. It's just we got to be willing to attack the basket.
Defensively, what's the biggest concern?
We got to help earlier and make sure we close out to shooters.
All right. Thanks for the time, Coach. Good luck.
All right, thanks so much, Nick. So Edgewood with a 24-point lead as we get set to start the second half for Baldwin Woodville. I mean, we just heard from Coach there. She also just said before the game, I just want my team to go out and acknowledge we're in a history-making moment. Go out, enjoy it, play the best basketball that we can. So that's a nice reminder maybe to this team as they come into the second half down by 24.
Yeah, and we've done enough of these games that you can kind of tell when teams are tight and making mistakes because they're nervous. I think this is more just Baldwin Woodville is kind of struggling a little bit with the pressure of Edgewood and the pace that they're playing with, and I think that's it more than nerves for Baldwin Woodville. She's done a great job getting them ready for this moment. Picking up her third foul early in the second half could become an issue for Jort down the stretch.
Anna Miller, she sets up the offense. Once again, Edgewood making its third appearance at the state tournament after back-to-back in 2016 and 17. Fernandez comes out firing from 3, a big 3 for Taya Fernandez.
Coach Savnes talks about how her dad is a trainer in the area and how she has really just lived in the gym, and you can tell that with how she just set herself up for that shot too. You can just see Edgewood puts a lot of time in the gym.
Baldwin Woodville catching a break there as Schmatzer gets called for the double dribble.
probably was excited. She had to sit out about 7 minutes of the last part of the first half, so she's probably coming in wanting to really make an impact right away.
It's impressive how Edgewood stepped up with her on the bench as well.
Absolutely.
And we talked about that. The bench for Edgewood has been impressive. They have 15 points off the bench for the Crusaders, so a lot of depth to this team.
Yeah, I think they have 6 or 7 players that have contributed to scoring so far in this game, so they're very balanced with how they can find players who are willing to score.
Fernandez looks to Miller. Back to Fernandez, another 3 from her. Gets her own rebound and scores. That work ethic from Thea Fernandez.
Incredible ability to always know where the basketball is going to go. It's what she does as a point guard, and there, shot went up, she didn't rush it, but she instantly read where it was coming off.
She's one of the most exciting players that I've watched this season as Elke takes the short jumper. Oh, they just can't get those shots to fall right now.
No, but that mid-range look has been a good look for them.
Schmatzer working inside. Her shot is blocked by Jensen.
Jensen has 2 blocks today, and she averages almost 1.5 blocks a game. So that's something that 6-footer she's really good defensively at the rim.
Another jump ball here, and it's going to stay with Baldwin Woodville. Let's take another look at Thea Fernandez.
A lot of times coaches are worried about players that shoot their shot, worry about missing, and go for the rebound right away. She did a nice job of landing and then just reading where that rebound was coming for a perfect putback attempt.
Oh, a block from Schmatzer, but I think she's going to be called for a foul on that one.
If that's on her, that's her 3rd early also.
And you can see it on Coach Tabanis' face. She may not have liked the call, but she also hurts for a player having 3 personal fouls right now.
Yeah, she's a nice defender at the rim. I thought she had good verticality there, but just must have caught the arm just a bit.
And what's interesting is this is the first time at the line today for Baldwin Woodville. Haley Cota knocks down both free throws.
Coming into the state tournament, about a 50% free throw shooter, but knocks down both there. That's, again, a testament to Coach English having them ready to mentally to stay calm no matter what Edgewood is bringing them. They're trying to stay calm. Edgewood is just outplaying them just a little bit with the pace.
Nice rebound there from Marin Nygaard. Now the Blackhawks throw it away, and Edgewood looking to convert on the other end. That was Aaron Schauer who just overlaid it. Jensen now.
Baldwin Woodville played with a little pace out of that defensive turnover as well.
And Haley Cota back at the line for Baldwin Woodville. She's a junior on this team, and that's really the main contributors for this Baldwin Woodville team. They have 4 primary contributors who are all juniors.
And they've been up on varsity for a couple years now, so they're just really using that experience this season.
Cota at the line here is an all-conference honorable mention player, averaging just under 7 points per game, and she's one of the biggest defensive threats on their team. She has the most deflections on the team besides George. Here comes Miller.
Eyes up the whole time, hits that baseline corner.
Offensive rebound by Schauer, and Edgewood gets another chance at it here. Jeannie Thompson inside to Miller.
Miller's great on the perimeter, but she's also not afraid to go in and post up a little bit too, which does put a little pressure on Jort inside, playing with 3 fouls. She's got to be careful. Nice little steal there by the senior, Abby Nielsen.
A nice start to the half from Baldwin Woodville. Here's Nielsen now inside on Schauer. And a nice bucket from her. So a steal on one end, a bucket on the other. Good to see.
And she's getting her first minutes here in the second half, and she's making the most of it, coming in defensively and offensively, kind of being a little spark for the Blackhawks.
Edgewood is 0 for 4 in their last 4 field goal attempts. Looking to see one go through here. Gnawich's pass is deflected out of bounds. And now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. Bartle. Welcome back. Edgewood with a 44-20 lead here in the WIAA Division III Girls State Semifinal game. The winner advances to the Division III State Championship on Saturday. And for Edgewood, they've had a great game so far, and one of the focuses for head coach Laura Stavinus is just getting those high percentage looks. She calls them sevens and nines. If you can explain that a little better.
Well, it's interesting because most of us just use a 5-point scale because we don't have as many scoring threats. So, you know, what that basically means is 1 would be like the worst shot you could possibly select to take, and 9 being the highest percentage shot. What she's frustrated with right now, because I know her pretty well, is that they have kind of settled for some 2s, 3s, 4s for their system. And so when she talks about wanting to improve their offense, a lot of people think 40 points in a first half is a pretty good offense. But for her, she knows it's coming off of shot selection that isn't really what their game plan is.
She said if they get in the huddle and I say those are 5s, they know, she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly, and they've repped their shot so much they can score at 3 levels. So it's basically looking at what is the best choice of what you can make. And that would be an excellent choice right there. That little drive by Miller, collapsing the defense, and then able to come in and have, you know, the finish by Gnawich.
Anna Miller looking for another one. She gets in the paint and scores.
So what she just did was the possession before drawing that attention and then kicking meant that Baldwin Woodville had to be careful with how much the attention they gave her the second time. She takes advantage of it. That's what a good point guard does.
The freshman Anna Miller up to 16 points already on the day. And the WIAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by Delta Dental of Wisconsin, helping protect the oral and vision health of Wisconsinites through dental and vision benefits and our unwavering commitment to communities. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com. So Edgewood with a 29-point lead here in the state semifinal game. Gnawich loses it, and here's Jort looking to capitalize on the other end. Turnaround jumper is short, and that was off the Baldwin Woodville, so Edgewood creates another turnover.
Great defensive effort by George. Again, she's playing with 3 fouls early in the second half, but she's drawing the toughest matchup. She's having to guard the ball coming up the court and having to make some really good decisions with her defensive effort as well, but not get at that 4th foul. Coach on the court, that's what Coach Stavinus calls Taya Fernandez, and you just saw her, you know, helping out Maren a little bit.
Schmatzer back in the game for Edgewood. Here's Gnawich. Jumper. Rebounded there by Haley Maurer.
She's a great rebounder for them, averaging almost 4.5 rebounds a game.
Jensen loses it, and that's going to stick with the Crusaders. I think she thought that would be Blackhawks ball there, so she didn't really go after it too hard.
Kind of was incidental contact by both of them as the ball popped loose.
And here are your Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin tweets of the game. You can see them on the bottom of your screen there as Fernandez takes the short jumper, just a little long, and Schmatzer's going to try again. Battle for the rebound underneath. Jump ball possession arrow favors the Crusaders.
Again, Edgewood rotating so many players into this game, which is not only important for this depth in this game, but it's also like she's keeping legs fresh for this whole state tournament experience should they get through to Saturday.
Schauer has it up top over to Fernandez.
A little more discipline from Edgewood right now, running a lot of their perimeter reversal options.
Some good defense there from the Blackhawks to get the turnover. That was Shannon Fritz. She's one of their backup guards, and she's a lockdown defender, Holly English says.
Only a sophomore, too, so really coming in and having a good season this year.
Jort looking to make something happen. Takes it inside through the defense, draws the foul, and Haley Jort is headed to the line. She's an all-state nominee, first-team all-conference player. As a junior, she's played every game this season. She leads the team in points per game, steals, and assists. So she does a lot for this Baldwin Woodville team.
She really does, and she's a strong leader for them. You don't hear her being super vocal out there, but her level of energy and just her eye contact and how she's directing players on the court, you can just tell that everything runs through her and with her, defensively and offensively.
And more about this Blackhawks team. Head coach Holly English said over winter break they had some close losses. They sat down and reevaluated their goals for the season, the best way to achieve those goals. A lot of the players had different perspectives, but it was the same outcome, trying to win as many games as possible. So that's a big reason why Baldwin Woodville has gotten to this point in the season.
Macy Foss came in and hit that shot, and I was just actually looking up how many players they've been rotating through. You know, she's seeing her first action as a sophomore right now, early in this second half, and she just comes in and knocks down shots. That's just a testament to how they can just reload and load with whoever they have in the game, any combinations.
All but 2 players have scored for the Crusaders today, so just so much depth on this Edgewood team as they have a 51-22 lead. And a steal here by Lily Mashkow. She's on the move. Oh, she tried to dump it down to Tomlinson, but Baldwin Woodville comes away with the steal. Here comes George. She's looking up. This is Coda inside. And a nice second chance opportunity there.
And that's what Haley Maurer does so well. She is great with second chance points. She's always looking to have that offensive rebound putback or just be on that weak side for a rebound putback. A lot of strength inside.
I have to say, I feel like the Crusaders have done a really good job underneath, making those shots contested but not fouling.
Correct. They really do a great job of walling up.
A nice bucket here from Haley Maurer as we head to another timeout. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Edgewood with a 51-24 lead at the 10-minute mark of the second half, and Anna Miller has really been the star of the game. She averages 13 points. She has 16 today, and just look at how efficient she's been.
She has, and she's played 21 minutes in this game, and so she hasn't had a lot of rest, and she's had to work with different combinations of players, and she just doesn't drop off. And you see her coming out of that timeout. She's directing things on the court. Just shows a really incredible level of leadership for a freshman.
Anna's dad, Pete, he works at UW and teaches in the leadership department. He actually played for Notre Dame. She also has 2 older brothers, and AJ, he plays basketball at Memorial. So big basketball, athletic family for Anna Miller. You can certainly tell by her composure and her basketball IQ out here.
They do a lot with leadership training. Coach Stavnes teaches the class at Edgewood for students, not just basketball players, and then she uses a lot of those lessons with her basketball team, and they've been on retreats, and they've done lots of work with leadership opportunities.
Edgewood had a little confusion, but Shower trying to make up for it, and a nice box out and then rebound by George, who picks up another foul on Schmatzer.
And that's tough. That's a tough way to get your 4th foul there. It was just kind of a body control foul, but you have to call that. You know, knocked George to the ground unintentionally, but it still happened. So you've got to head to the bench and just refocus and realize, you know, it's been a tough go for her foul-wise.
And Maya Tomlinson, she's in for Edgewood. She actually dislocated her knee this summer in her last AAU game, so it's nice to see her out here, and she's battling through that injury right now. She's going to have surgery after the season, so cool to see her out here and playing on this big stage.
Great job by Baldwin Woodville attacking the paint, knowing that Schmatzer was out with the foul trouble. They have a little bit different look inside right now.
Anna Miller gets into the paint. Too much there. And Baldwin Woodville comes up with the rebound. Here's Jort.
Great defensive effort by the Blackhawks.
Jort has it stripped. Beanie Thompson leading the way. Gets inside to Shower for the easy lay-in.
That's so fun to see because, you know, anytime they're attacking the paint, doing any kind of a wing attack or attacking from the top of the key, if they get stopped by the defense, they have 3 to 4 opportunities to pass to teammates because of the spacing that Edgewood uses and how they fill and back cut.
Haley Coda's 3 is off the mark. Jort grabs the offensive board. Gets inside and she's going back to the line. That's a foul on Erin Shower. Her first personal foul.
Pace has really gone Edgewood's way, and again, as they're rotating a lot of players in, Jort and a couple of the other Blackhawks, Coda, they've been logging a lot of minutes right now, and they're still doing everything they can to fight back in this game.
Jort goes 1 of 2 at the line. And she only has 3 points. She usually has 10 points. She averages 10 points per game during the season, so Edgewood's done a great job against her so far.
Coach Stavnes asking her team to just kind of slow down a little bit. There's pushing the pace, but then there's also reading the situation and kind of getting to more of those 7s, 8s, and 9s like you were talking about coming out of halftime. You know, just a little bit, they're a little bit sped up right now, probably feeling frustrated that they haven't had as many looks, and that was probably a point of emphasis at halftime that they're trying to meet.
Olivia Schultz into the game as well for Edgewood. She's a transfer from Sauk Prairie. She's going to Madison College next year. Inside is Coda. Layup doesn't fall. Rebounded here by Nygaard, and just great defense again by Edgewood under the basket. Here they go. Anna Miller, one-on-one with Jensen. And she picks up the foul, and she's headed to the line.
Johnson caught her just a little bit with her hip as she was going by, but again, that's a testament to Emma Miller and her ability to hesitate and kind of get the defender back on their heels a little bit, and then she just re-attacks. It's very hard to defend that.
We've talked a lot about her. She's 6 of 9 from the field today with 16 points, 2 of 2 from 3, so just a really efficient game for the freshman. Coach Stavnes said she's so fundamentally sound, great basketball IQ. She's become a lot more verbal during the playoffs as well, as you can see out here. She goes 1 of 2 at the line. And the Blackhawks looking for something here. Nygaard gets inside. Great defense again. Blocked, and then Beanie Thompson comes away with it. Taya Fernandez, great decision.
I was going to say, Taya Fernandez had a conversation with Coach Stavnes about a week ago and said, you know, I don't know where we're going to end up, Coach, but I just need you to know this has been just one of my favorite years of playing basketball. And I think after last year when they lost out and didn't make it here, I think for a senior to come back with that kind of mindset is very powerful for Coach Stavnes and the Edgewood Crusaders.
That was Shannon Fritz with the jumper. Also for this Crusaders team, the work ethic really stands out about these players. Coach Stavnes telling us that a lot of these girls actually come to school around 5:30, 6 a.m. just to get a workout in before the school day starts, which is really impressive.
And it's not just their starters. Like, it's players that are hardly getting any minutes because of how deep they are. They're still showing up to those workouts that aren't coach-driven, they're athlete-driven, and that's really impressive.
Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. The 2024 WIAA Basketball Championships are brought to you by the Jones family, making breakfast sausage, bacon, ham, and more right here in Wisconsin since 1889. Visit jonesdairyfarm.com. As we look at the point differential in the first half and second half, the Crusaders just really set the tone right out of the gates, but the Blackhawks are having a much better second half.
They are doing a really great job. They're only, down 3 in the second half at this point, and shows that they refocused at halftime and came out. They didn't look at the scoreboard. They just came out and played hard.
Shower with it up top, over to Fernandez. Ganewich hands it off to Fernandez. And she goes inside to Shower, almost has it stolen.
Edgewood has 2, 3, even 4 players who can take that point guard role. That's really, really impressive. It's hard sometimes to find one point guard mentality player on your team, and they have 2 to 3 that can just really bring the ball up and get the offense generated.
We talked about those 7 and 9s earlier, and a lot of those kids went to point guard college camp together.
That's a camp that Coach Stavnes really likes sending her players to. They do a lot with basketball IQ work. They do a lot with just all the parts of the game beyond just the skill work. A lot of leadership, a lot of basketball situations, reading defenses.
Here's Nygaard. Tried to get it over to Jork, but the Crusaders get another turnover. One of the keys for Baldwin Woodville was just to take care of the ball, and Edgewood certainly isn't letting that happen.
No, they're forcing a lot with their defensive pressure, and you know, Baldwin Woodville went to a little bit of a dribble weave action there, and that's something that kind of plays into the strengths of Edgewood because they're so quick with their hands and feet.
Fernandez skips it across. Schultz for 3, just short. Edgewood comes away with another offensive rebound. Ganewich saves it. Almost, and Baldwin Woodville gets the steal. Up ahead is Nygaard.
Nice job getting up the court. Short had her eyes up the whole time, found Nygaard right at the rim.
Just under 5 minutes to go in the state semifinal game. If Edgewood pulls this off, they will advance to the Division III state championship game on Saturday.
A 4-out, 1-in look from Edgewood. Miller not on the court now, giving some other kids an opportunity to kind of fill that role.
And Coda picks up the foul.
Coach Stavnes is working her seniors in for this opportunity. Number 11, Olivia Schultz, as we talked about before, headed to Madison College to continue her basketball career. Been a little bit of time here at the Rush Center.
Also into the game is Michaela Foley, who has the ball right now.
A lot of these Edgewood players are sisters of players that were part of those 2016, 2017 teams. A lot of history here. First time for them, but they've been here as fans.
Here's Foley. Over to Tomlinson.
Nice job by the Blackhawks. Really keeping the ball out of the paint.
Way to get inside by Ganewich and pick up that foul.
It's the 3rd foul for Coda.
This bench has been so important to the Crusaders, not only today, but throughout the season. And Coach Stavnes just saying that they are major. They've been great when things get too tense, keeping it loose. She talks a lot about energy-giving behaviors. She said she got that from Marquette head coach Shaka Smart. It's something that they write on the board. There's 5 things that this team writes on the board. Focus, energy-giving behaviors, or they call them EGBs, high effort, stay connected, and find joy. I like to find joy. She said, my players need to remind me to find joy.
That's a true statement. I've known Coach Stavnes for almost 20 years, and that's a true statement. There isn't a coach, I don't think, in this state that prepares as much as she does.
Yeah.
And sometimes she just has to, relax and remember that this is a fun game and there's a lot of joy here. But when you've been doing it for 31 years, I'm not going to tell her what to do. She's had a lot of success, but I was really happy when I read that and saw that her focus is on finding joy as well. We can all use that reminder.
Rebounded here for Edgewood's Michaela Foley.
Ella Rohde coming in for Baldwin Woodville. She's a sophomore on the Blackhawks team, getting a little bit of time here on the Rush Center court. It's important. Nice little defensive effort by her.
Tomlinson hands it out to Ganewich. And she's going to be called for the travel. We're going to get a whole new set of players in as Edgewood has a 55-29 lead. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA. Welcome back. Edgewood with a 55-29 lead in the state semifinal game on their way to the Division III state championship game soon here. Looking at Baldwin Woodville, 62% of their scoring comes from their junior class. So they could very well be right back on the stage next year.
They definitely could be. They play a tough schedule all year, and these juniors are just getting better the longer they're with the program. So exciting times for Baldwin Woodville.
And we got a whole new set of players on the court right now for the Blackhawks. Mackenzie Mittling, Ashlyn Maurer, Brecken McAbee, Trinity Corral, Katie Borchardt getting some playing time here on the big stage at the Resch Center.
Part of rebuilding your program or building your program is giving opportunities to as many kids as possible. And they maybe didn't use a lot of players in rotation during their season, but getting them in at this point at the state tournament, playing on a college court, playing in front of this audience, that just feeds a fire and helps you generate that desire to make a trip back, as so many teams do. We see teams appear 2, 3, some teams 4 times in their high school career, and it's because of opportunities like this that fuel that fire.
4 of these players out here on the court for the Blackhawks are freshmen, too. I can't imagine getting a chance to play at a state tournament game as just a freshman, so that's pretty cool.
Unless you're a freshman that's Anna Miller.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Anna Miller certainly showed out as a freshman here today.
But yeah, as a typical freshman, for sure, this is an incredible opportunity.
Lauren Bartlemay also on the court for Edgewood.
You watch the bench of Edgewood right now. They have their players who are more significant role players maybe during their season. They are dialed in and just as energetic and excited, celebrating just as if they were hitting the shot themselves. That's a culture thing, and that has been something that Coach Stavnes has worked so hard on the last couple years, and their culture is strong. They have a love for each other. They play for each other. They show up for each other in the morning, and they cheer for each other in moments like that.
That was a big 3 there from Macy Faust, too, for Edgewood. And just going off that culture comments that you were just making, they did a 3-day retreat at the beginning of the year, which was pretty cool. Does your team do that? It's interesting. Some teams do it, some teams don't, but it seems like Coach Stavnes really found it beneficial this year. And she said they don't do it every year, but this year a lot came out of that 3-day retreat.
I think what happened was they really were sad last year at their loss that kind of took them out of the tournament last year, and they just really they took some time to kind of work through that emotionally, and then as a coaching staff they really redefined what they wanted the program to be about moving forward. How were they going to bounce back from that? How were they going to show the players that there was so much there last year and still this year? So it's important that they set that tone right away after the state tournament last year, and they've just been building on it ever since.
I'm taking a look at the Division III girls basketball teams here at the state tournament and where they are all located throughout the state.
Nice balance of 4 corners for the state of Wisconsin here in this Division III level.
3 on the way from Georgia Harlem, and just off with Edgewood with another offensive board. And a jumper rebounded.
Kylie Castell coming up the court. The junior got some time on the court this year and is just really looking to still establish what they do with their 41s. Got the freshman out here with her, kind of being that leader on the court. Another culture sign, too.
On the move here for Edgewood. What a nice steal, or nice breakaway and score from Agapi Jalamis.
She brings the joy. Coach Stavnes talked a lot about her. She, shows up to those early morning workouts, keeps things light for them. Just a kid that's just all in.
Yeah, she doesn't get a ton of playing time, but to be there at 6 a.m. working hard for this team, setting the culture that Edgewood wants, and then to get some good playing time here at the state tournament, it's fun to see her doing well out here. 3 ball, just short there from Bartlemay. But the putback is good as time winds down in the state semifinal game. Edgewood with a 62-29 win, and the Crusaders are on their way to the Division III state championship game, looking for their first state title since 2017. Now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Top-seeded Edgewood Edgewood is on the way to the Division III state championship game. We are now going to send it over to Nick Tabbert, who's joined by head coach Laura Stavinus, and the stars of the game, Anna Miller and Taya Fernandez.
All right, thank you so much, Carly. Ladies, how important were those turnovers and that defensive pressure early to get that lead?
Yeah, I think it was huge. That was our plan coming to the game. Coaches always talked about the importance of defense, so I think it really helped us get going on the offensive side as well.
It was a big 15-0 run that kind of ballooned after that. But Taya, just how important is it for this group here to end the season in the championship? You've had some close misses, right? What's it mean to get now to the championship?
It's amazing. As like a senior, I'm so grateful to be here. All my teammates are the best. It's so good that we get to be in the final week in the final game of the Division III. So I'm so excited.
Coach, how important was the shot selection, especially in that first half, to really get the offense going?
Yeah, we've been preaching it all season, 7s and 9s, and I thought for the most part we did it. Second half we got a little loose with it, but in the very beginning that's what mattered, right? It brought the lead, and our defenses, it was pretty tough today.
Edgewood back in the championship game, a chance for a gold ball on Saturday, Carly.
All right, thanks, Nick. It's like she was listening to our broadcast, 7 and 9. We talked about it. We talked about it all day, and they certainly did take efficient shooting out there. All right, let's take a look at the full game highlights from this state semifinal game. Actually, just second half. All right, Shower gets it inside to Schmatzer, kicks it out to Fernandez for 3.
Schmatzer really helps them establish their inside-out game.
And Baldwin Woodville did have a nice start to the second half, but Edgewood just continued to find the answers.
They can hit from the outside. They can finish in the paint. They did a little bit of everything at all 3 levels today.
Here's Beanie Thompson, a nice pass inside to Shower. They made it look easy in there. And let's look at the stats, the final stats from this game. Edgewood finishes shooting 43% from the game. In the first half, they shot 68%. So a really strong first half. They finished at shooting 43% from the line, 79%. And then look at this 3-point field goals, 41% from 3. They were 7 of 17. Bench points also really stands out. 28 bench points for Edgewood compared to 8 for Baldwin Woodville. And then they also out-rebounded 35 to 23.
Really complete game by the Edgewood Sacred Heart.
And let's look at the leading scorers from this game. Anna Miller, phenomenal as a freshman with 17 points. Taya Fernandez with 9. Zana Ganewicz with 8. As for Baldwin Woodville, Haley Coda, she led the way with 7 points. And it's fun to see Anna Miller and Taya Fernandez because one's a freshman, one's a senior, and they look like they've been playing together forever.
And that's that culture piece. They did a great job of controlling the tempo. Shout out to Baldwin Woodville, too. They did something that no one in their history of their program has done. They got to the state tournament. They can use this and build forward for the future.
I'm sure we'll be seeing them again next year. For now, Edgewood is headed to the Division III state championship game. They will face the winner of this next game, Kettle Moraine Luther and Xavier. All right, thanks for calling this game with me, Michelle. It was a ton of fun. We'll send it up to Scott Emmerich.